All right, it is not a bird or a plane. It's a middle-aged insurance salesman with a soft spot for fighting crime. Have you seen one of these guys patrolling your neighborhood? You might soon. The World Superhero Registry. We're rapidly expanding from California to the UK and into Hong Kong. Real-life men and women of mystery, armed only with pepper spray and a vivid imagination. Problem is, some real superheroes in law enforcement aren't loving this idea. And some of the Cape Crusaders are getting battered by local villains. My guest is Razorhawk, also known as Jack Bernady by day, and founder of the Great Lakes Heroes Guild, live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Sir, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I appreciate your costume. I was not aware of Razorhawk before. Who is Razorhawk?
Razorhawk is an identity I've assumed to go out and do some charitable work, so on and so forth, working with a lot of other real-life superheroes literally around the world.
All right, so you go out and work in the community. How so? How do you operate? Children, the elderly, fight crime?
Well, with me, it's personally I do patrol in my area, which isn't a very high crime area. But I, with my group, do a lot of charity work, usually involving children, children's diseases, so on and so forth, Toys for Tots we just did. But just like a lot of the others in the community, I'm prepared for, you know, the odd crime-fighting situation that may come up. A lot of us train and practice and, you know, work out stuff like that to make sure that we're prepared in case. Not that we go out looking to start, you know, trouble with the criminal or anything like that.
Razorhawk, let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped a crime or contributed to ceasing it?
Personally, I haven't dealt with a direct crime in doing this. I have dealt with crimes in the past when I was working in a gas station. But other than that, I haven't really, as this part, dealt with it face to face.
I see. So what I was reading about, you mostly work with the elderly, as you mentioned, and with children and maybe toy programs to bring a smile to their face. Why do you have to wear the costume?
Well, the costume, the mask is a little extra that your producers asked for today, but usually it's mainly for the fact that what we do, we go out there and we try to inspire people to do good things. And when you see, you know, Steve down the block going out and handing out toys at Christmas time or going and handing food to the homeless or what have you, you think about it for 5 minutes and then afterwards you're like, oh, well, you know, he handed out food or whatever. But when you see somebody that's a little bit different, you see the gimmick, you see the person in the mask or goggles or whatever they happen to be wearing, and they're doing it and they're using a name and a persona, people tend to remember that, and they think, you know, this is something that we could do, you know, and kids see it, they recognize what you're doing, they really accept, and it sticks in their mind. And one of the things, as far as I'm concerned, is to try to inspire kids to do good things as they get older.
I see. Okay, all right, I understand what you're going for there. What do the police think about this?
It depends. We've had pretty good fortune with the police in our area. I've had gone on patrols in downtown Minneapolis with a couple people, including Citizen Prime and Geist and Shadow Flare, and we've had a good conversation with the police. You know, we've been able to tell them we would be there, you know, on the streets in advance. We've talked to police officers, shaken their hands, and you know, they were very cool with us because what we try to exude is...
Yeah. Hey, by the way, when you're not Razorhawk, you're Jack Bernady. I think I've got your last name right. What do you do by day, Jack?
I design and make uniforms for people in this community as well as people in the costuming community in general.
Well, good luck to you. Happy New Year. Thanks for sharing your story.
Love it.
How many are you, by the way, in Minneapolis? We're talking to you, but are there more?
In Minneapolis, in the general area of Minneapolis, there's only a few of us. There's about 4 technically, and then there's another in Rochester who's my good friend and partner, Geist.
What costumes do they wear?
It depends. Usually, you know, you've got one wearing Shadow Flare wears a big long black trench coat. Geist is kind of like a green cowboy. He's got the hat and the
I think
scarf
we
over
had
the
a picture
face.
of him a bit earlier, so
Yeah,
and we got a few
Geist
more.
is a
on
really
there
good
now.
guy.
Cool. Hey, Jack, thank you.
These people are great.
All right, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thanks to Razorhawk. Here's to a great
Love it.
2009.
Stay safe.
My hat's off to you.
Thanks.
My mask is too. Thank you, Jack.
All right, so Bill, if you
Thank you.
and I become superheroes, what will our names be? I think for you, maybe Anchorman.
Anchorman.
What do you think?
Stay classy, San Diego.
Yeah, and maybe I'll go with like
Superwoman.
How about this?
Yeah.
The Litigator.
Yes.
Is that scary?
Yes, I will take you to court if you don't listen to me.
Suggestions welcome at America's Newsroom at foxnews.com.